you ready? We are back, baby. What a great start.
You can't even.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Dave, hello.
How we doing?
Welcome to season 2. Episode something of the board meeting presented by Team Hammercock. I cannot believe it. We're back.
We are back.
And you'll notice to all of our loyal fans that we are in a new studio. And we definitely need...
It's a work in progress.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
We're working on the aesthetics a bit.
This entire office is still a work in progress.
Well, no, the rest of it looks great if they can only see the rest of it.
I'm talking the office is over there, the one upstairs.
That's true.
Everything about this building needs work.
We do have the most important thing here, which is a nice little Tony Romo autographed ball. Because if you remember last year, we had the Tony Romo autographed jersey.
That's right.
So as long as we've got Romo watching over us, we're golden. Anyways, hello.
I can't get over how hard week 1 was.
Yeah, so we missed last week. We forgot. Back up real fast. So we are back with the Circa Million, 5 games against the spread every single week into the year. Winner with the most points wins a shit ton of money. New this year, we are balls deep, if we're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
In the Circa Survivor. So that's really fun. You pick one team every week just to win. No point spread. They just need to win. The trick is, though, is that you can't use that team ever again. And it's shocking how... It's winner take all. So it's shocking how difficult it is. Circa had the biggest year
just to pick a
ever.
winner.
It's crazy. But first place, or the only place that pays, like $14.2 million.
Yeah.
And we're back, baby. And we're not out.
We're not out.
So
However...
No.
No, I was going to say 38% of the pool is
38% of the pool is gone week 1 because everybody was on Cincinnati. Luckily, we were not. We have 2 entries. And both of them were on Buffalo.
Moving all in on the buff.
And never a doubt. So, anyways.
It did come down to the final possession.
They were down 14-0 early. But never a doubt. So, this year we're going to be doing our normal thing, picking the picks, making everybody out their money. Then we'll also kind of tell you who our survivor pick is. So,
yeah.
You want to just jump right into it?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. There's one place where I'd really like to start if you're okay with it.
Oh, real fast before we start there. So again, thanks to Latchkey, our sponsor once again for this year. Thank you, Latch.
The greatest.
Go say hello. As always. Well, that's a secret. We're not going to talk about that just yet.
Oh, so we'll edit that.
We'll edit that out for sure. But as always, go to Latchkey in Austin next time you're down there. Tell the Team Hammercock sent you. Your first 4 drinks are free. At least 4 drinks, but you're golden. So just tell them Team Hammercock sent you.
Meaning we'll pay for the drink.
No, it's part of the sponsorship. It's part of the sponsorship. So anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we had to shout out our sponsor. So go ahead. What were you saying? What do you want to start off with?
I want to know if you've heard anything on Jordan Love.
Nothing. So y'all know it's Friday afternoon. I haven't heard anything, and because of that, it's a complete throwaway or stay away game for me.
Yeah, it makes too much of a difference because Malik Willis will not complete. If there's an over-under on completed passes, I bet it's 7, and give me the under.
And you know what's funny about that is the only thing he can do is chunk the ball deep. Right? He'll may run for 50 yards, but throwing wise, he can throw the ball deep.
If I'm the Colts, I'm putting however many receivers they have out there one-on-one, and I'm bringing the safeties up to the linebackers and the linebackers to the D-line, and we're having 10 guys up there.
I think bet the under is probably the most obvious pick.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can pick it for contest purposes. But either way. No, I haven't heard anything.
We'll see how it goes.
I believe it wasn't a meniscus. What did he tear?
He strained his MCL or something.
Because we know for a fact, based on personal experience,
meniscus is going to be about 3 weeks.
It's a 3-week return from a meniscus tear. So.
We're on day 16.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts and prayers, Dave.
Yeah.
All right, you want to start from the top?
Yeah, let's do it.
Excuse me. All right. Game 1. Oh, real fast. Let's moment silence for Tua.
Paul and
here we go. Las Vegas Raiders at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens -8.
Everything in me. So I have no idea. I originally went into it thinking we should take Vegas.
Yeah.
But I have recently come into the idea of last week was Cincy Pats equivalent.
Yes.
At home, Ravens at home, biggest spread out there.
Yep.
And it was the biggest upset.
Yep.
Surely that can't happen 2 weeks in a row.
Man, I don't know. I hate this game for Survivor. Personally. Because of what you just said. And also I think a lot of people are going to be on it.
It's got to be
but
the most popular game. Especially after the Carolina lost 45-10.
Right. I have Las Vegas circled. The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is I think this line opened on Monday at like 9.5 or 10. So
it's come down.
It's come down to 8.
It's still at 8?
It's still at 8 as of 10 minutes ago. So 8's a little low, you know. I think at 10, I think it's a no-brainer. Their defense is. I think Vegas's defense is going to be very good all year. I think it's going to keep them in games. I don't think their offense is good at all. Maybe one of the worst offenses in the league.
So the other thing about them, I don't really believe in Pierce as a head coach yet.
No, he's a great defensive coach, but he made some stupid decisions
Baltimore,
last week.
I think at Baltimore, flying from Vegas to Baltimore for the 11 a.m. game.
The long flight.
Which feels like 9.
No, noon to 10.
Noon to 10, yeah.
Yeah, to college, yeah. I don't know. I don't love it, but if I was going to pick a side for the contest, I think I'm picking Vegas.
Okay. I don't hate it. It's a T6.
Okay.
Of my games.
So it's on the board. Well, not on the board, but yeah. We'll come back to it. Next game, Los Angeles Chargers -6 at Carolina Panthers. That game is now down to -5.
I like the Panthers.
I knew you were going to say that.
I think the Chargers are getting overrated.
Agreed.
And they did not look good last week.
Agreed. They're going to be good. They don't have any skill position players.
Who'd they play last week?
They played Vegas.
They played Vegas. And if it wasn't for J.K. Dobbins running for 190 yards.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
That also makes me feel better about Baltimore.
I'm with you, though. I don't think the Chargers are going to take a lot of time, I think, to gel and get Harbaugh's system in there and his guys in there and all that other stuff.
But you definitely don't like Panthers +5.
I watched, my lovely wife is a huge Saints fan. I watched every single play of Saints Carolina. And Carolina has no idea what they're doing offensively. None.
Yeah. Bryce Young has yet to look like a decent starting quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. To me, this was a complete stay-away game.
That's probably the right call.
Because the Chargers, if they come out and they win 28-0, that won't surprise me. If the Chargers completely shit the bed in Carolina and Chargers win 10-6, that also wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a chance that Carolina wins. But I don't think
this was I have 7 games on the board.
Okay, this is one of them.
I have I have Vegas tied with another team at 6. This is 5, so it's not my favorite.
Okay, let's go on the next one then. Oh, actually, the next one is New Orleans at Cowboys. We'll save it to the last. Tampa Bay at Detroit. Detroit -7. That game is now 7.5.
What do you think?
I don't. This is kind of another stay away game for me personally.
I have no preference on this game.
I think Detroit. I mean, that's a big emotional win they're coming off of. How excited are they going to be? Baker. I mean,
playing against Washington.
Yeah.
D.
I don't know.
Awful.
I don't know. I hated it 7.5. 7 I don't really like because I don't like ties. I don't want to get.
I do not like this game.
Pass. Next game, Indy -2.5 at Green Bay. We already talked about this.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a stay away unless we knew what was happening.
I'm with you. Complete stay away just because injury issues. Cleveland, next game. Cleveland at Jacksonville. Jacksonville -3. I don't have this game either. Cleveland looks so bad. Deshaun Watson he can't be much longer for this world. Right?
I think Cleveland looks so bad. And I actually thought Jacksonville looked pretty good last week. I think they gave that game away. I thought Jacksonville should have won last week. They
should have won last week. But you know what? So after watching Miami last night, how bad their defense was, and knowing that Jacksonville struggled to move the ball on that same Miami defense, does that change anything for you?
I think it was turnovers for Jacksonville.
Right.
I like Jacksonville a lot.
You like Jacksonville a lot?
A lot.
That's the only side you can be on.
-3, and it's now. Is it still -3?
I have it still at -3, but I think it's the only side. I don't think you can.
There's no way you can get me to bet on Cleveland.
You can't bet on Cleveland. All right, I'm fine.
I like it.
Let's put it on the board. Do you have a pen I can borrow?
I'll circle it for you.
Oh, you got it. I'm mine. Let's do Jacksonville -3. I love that
we can leave it as a comeback if we end up going with 5 more. It's a tentative on the board.
All right, perfect. I love that we picked against Jacksonville last week and we're picking on them this week. Classic.
They looked good last week. I was impressed.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be pretty good overall. San Francisco -5 at Minnesota. That line's come down. Minnesota's now -4.5.
Plus.
Sorry, San Francisco is now -4.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I was betting this game, I would bet the Niners because I thought the Vikings were playing again a horrible team in the Giants.
Yep, I agree.
Like Sam Darnold started out the game 15 for 15, 2 touchdowns. He had like a perfect quarterback rating.
Watch out.
Maybe. I like him. And I like their coach. But another one. You couldn't get me to bet against the Niners for how good they looked last week.
I agree. It's completely stay away from me.
Yeah.
I probably will bet it, and depending on where it gets to.
I already know who you're
like
going to bet on.
Minnesota. I like Minnesota. We liked them last week. They did really well, like you said, against a shitty team. But I don't know. I think Sam Darnold's going to be okay.
I hope so. I kind of am rooting for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just fine. Next game. So we're passing on that game, right?
It's a pass, yeah.
Next game I do have circled. Seattle -3.5 at New England. That game is now 3.
This was a stay away for me, so I'd love to know what you think.
I like New England here.
Really?
I do. I think Seattle, I don't think, is great by any stretch of the imagination. This is a tough scheduling spot for them. Playing late game last week, playing early game this week. The farthest possible travel other than Seattle to Miami you can have, all the way to Boston. New England has to be feeling good coming off their upset win against Cincinnati. You're getting that 3.5 hook, which I really think is important. New England's defense is going to be just fine this year.
Yeah.
And they're going to run the ball, and they're going to shorten the game, and I think it's a game I've circled. I don't love it necessarily, but to me, there's no way I can back Geno on the road in New England in this game at 3.5.
I don't hate it.
It
was another one I shied away from, but I'm on the board. I'm definitely good with for now.
All right.
Or tentative.
Perfect. Tentative
on the board.
Next,
the hook is the 3 and 3.5 is huge.
Right, the 3.5 is massive. Right. this has a little bit of a backdoor cover component to it also, I think.
Yeah.
They're down 10 late. Brissett comes down. I don't know.
This is one.
Talk about
just two teams that have. I felt great about the Seahawks last week, and that game was closer than I thought.
Yeah, right.
And I still think New England stinks, but somehow they beat Cincy last week.
Right.
I'm lost.
NFL's hard.
This next one, I'm not lost.
This next one, we're going to be on opposite sides. No, we're not. I uncircled it. New York Jets, -4 at the Tennessee Titans. David, tell me why you love the Jets.
I love the Jets. I don't necessarily love the Jets, but I think Tennessee lost to a team last week in the Bears.
I know.
Tennessee started up 17-0 because Pollard ran for like 100 yards in the first half. Mm-hmm. And then when it came down to make Will Levis throw the ball, he couldn't do it. And I think the Jets are going to score, and I kind of think it's definitely too early to say this.
Which is all the more reason to say it.
But it feels like for the Jets, their season's on the line.
I'm with you on that.
Like, they have to win this game.
They ran into a buzzsaw in San Francisco. I don't think nobody really thought they had a chance to win that game.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they should win this game. And if they start 0-2.
They start 0-2. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but.
Robert Saleh. And that looks better, right? Because you got Tua is probably gone for the year at least.
Yeah.
But Buffalo now won, last night. So if they lose, they're already going to start out 2 games behind Buffalo.
Yeah.
And they can't have that.
And just like the hype and the conversation, it would be a disaster if they lose this game. Robert
Saleh to be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
I originally had, you can see, I had Tennessee circled and then I uncircled it.
And for me, it's more of a bet against Will Levis than anything.
Does it give you pause that the lines come down to 3.5?
No, because clearly there's money coming in on Tennessee, but I don't. 3.5 and 4.
Yeah.
I don't love 4 in terms of pushes.
I love 4 more than 3.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like if they're gonna win by 3, we're gonna lose either way.
We're gonna lose. Right.
But I do really like the Jets.
All right, let's tentative up. How many do we have tentative now? 4?
3.
3. The next 3, I don't have anything on. New York Giants at the Washington Commanders. Washington -1.5.
Has that line moved?
Not as of 20 minutes ago.
I originally liked the Giants a lot, and I do not like them at all anymore. I can't bet this game because both teams stink.
I agree with you. I wouldn't be surprised by any outcome this week. I like Jaden Daniels. I think he looked the best out of the 3 starting rookie quarterbacks last week.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be very good. The Giants can't be as bad as they looked week 1.
It's another one where the Giants, it feels like Daniel Jones, all the hype, Hard Knocks, they another almost have to win. Or I can see Dayball getting fired week 5.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a must-win, but it's pretty dang close. And you got to think, it's a division game. Yeah, I'm complete far.
But I don't want to bet it.
Complete stay away. Can y'all hear me?
The next
It'd
one.
It'd be funny as fuck if y'all couldn't hear me.
I love.
You love the next one. Los Angeles Rams at Arizona. Arizona -1.
Give me the Rams. And I know they're injured, and I know they're banged up.
That's what scares me.
Or O-line's banged up, but they actually they now have known for a week that their left tackle and the 2 linemen are out. They're prepping for it. And give me Stafford, give me Kupp, give me McVay to not be 0-2.
Puka's out.
That doesn't move the needle that much for me.
He's so good, though. The
lineman is the bigger, but Sean McVay,
He's a great coach.
McVay, Stafford over.
Arizona, though, showed some life last weekend early against Buffalo.
They did.
That was a tough spot to be in on the road in Buffalo that first game. And
they made that game close. I didn't didn't think Kyler looked really great.
He wasn't fantastic. How weird was it?
They were able to run on Buffalo.
Marvin Harrison had like no stat. He had one catch for 4 yards or something. Yeah. Which was shocking because he's really good.
I just think coming.
Why is the line so low?
Because the Rams are hurt. I think if they had their linemen, it'd be Rams -5.
Are you concerned about short week, back-to-back road games, emotional loss week 1?
No, I mean, you can say that about both teams.
Yeah, but Rams expected to win, though. I think the Rams expected to win. I don't think Arizona expected to beat Buffalo. And then to go into overtime and...
Yeah, I thought...
That was a great game.
It was a great game. But in a game that the Rams had no business being in because they lost half their team in the first half.
Yeah. Let's put it on the
tentative.
Yeah, you've talked me into it a little bit. I
think Stafford picks them apart. I think McVay's coming in with the game plan, and
I think a lot of people probably going to be on Arizona -1.
People think going into the year the Rams are a legitimate contender.
Yeah.
Playoff team.
Yeah.
Maybe not Super Bowl contender, but playoffs.
But there, at least, yeah. Next game, Cincinnati at Kansas City. Kansas City -5.5. That game is now up to -6.
It's got to be the primetime biggest game of the week, and I have zero opinion on this game.
Same thing. Cincinnati has kind of not owned Kansas City,
but they beat them.
Done really well against them.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati still didn't have T. Higgins. I bet Chase is going to be better.
Yeah.
Kansas City, whatever.
It's an absolute bounce back for the Bengals, but Kansas City looked like Kansas City.
It would not surprise me if Cincinnati won. It would not surprise me if Kansas City blew them out by 30.
Right.
Stay away.
Ow.
Next game I have circled.
Really?
The Pittsburgh Steelers of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. -2.5 at Denver Broncos. Who do you think I have?
I'm thinking you have the Steelers.
Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. And here's why. It continues a trend from last year. I hate Justin Fields.
So it's personal.
Yes. I don't think Justin Fields is a good quarterback at all. I don't think Russell Wilson's a good quarterback at all.
Does it matter to you which one plays? Because I think that is up in the air.
No, if anything, I'm a little bit more nervous if it's Fields because at least Fields can run. Sean Payton knows Russell Wilson, obviously. And so,
yeah,
if it is him, I think they're going to know exactly what to do with him. Bo Nix had an interesting game. He missed he had some couple of bad throws, but he also showed some life there. I don't think necessarily that Pittsburgh should be favored on the road against anybody right now.
Especially in Denver.
TJ Watt he's a man. He's a machine. But Bo Nix, you don't realize Bo Nix had the fastest miles per hour in a sprint out of I think the entire league last week. 23 miles an hour on that little touchdown run.
You're telling me Bo Nix scores that rushing touchdown and Tyreek Hill beats out the most insane angle for 80 yards.
I think so.
And Bo Nix.
Now maybe this was maybe I didn't read the whole. Maybe it's just the fastest white guy in the NFL.
That I could believe.
But he was 22 miles an hour. So, point being, he can get out of the way. He can scramble around.
Whereas Kirk Cousins can't.
Yeah. So, personally, I like Denver. Do I wish it was 3? Yes. But +2.5, I think Denver wins outright.
Really? Where is this in your ranking of games?
This is top...
Can we go tentative?
This is top 3. We can go tentative.
Okay.
We go tentative. We got so much tentative. Next game, Sunday Night Football. Chicago Bears at the Houston Texans. Texans -6.5. I have it circled.
Yeah, I think we probably both do.
I think we're both on Houston.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way you can bet Chicago here.
No way.
The only reason they won is because of some ridiculous bullshit we already talked about.
Yeah, and the Texans won't be able to necessarily run like they did last week for what's his name? Mixon went for 200 yards.
Right. Right.
But they're just better.
Houston has a better...
Theirs can't score with them.
No. Houston has a better quarterback. They have better wide receivers. Because I think Odunze was questionable. I don't know if he's playing. Keenan Allen, I think, is questionable or out. Yeah. So who's Caleb throwing the ball to?
DJ Moore, and that's about it. Cole Kmet.
Yeah, Cole Kmet's terrible.
But I think the Bears are actually going up against another good defense. Texas defense isn't bad.
And it's Sunday night in Houston. That place is going to be rocking.
Yeah, I think the Texans win big.
Put it on the board.
Maybe not big, but
I think this is probably a pretty chalky-ass pick by us.
For sure.
But sometimes chalk works. Last game, Monday Night Football. I know you have this. I think you have this. I do not.
I do.
Atlanta at Philly. Philly minus 6.5.
I got the Eagles. I'm fairly confident in it.
If I was going to bet, I'm probably betting on Atlanta.
What about Atlanta last week? Looked good.
Nothing looked good at all.
They got stomped on by Pittsburgh, who
I know
couldn't move the ball either.
I think, new coaching staff, new scheme. I think it's going to take them a little bit of time. I don't trust Philadelphia.
No.
At all. I don't trust Hurts. Home opener, though, for them.
Eagles. Eagles at home.
Monday Night Football.
And I could see Saquon going for 200 yards.
Yeah. If you love it, we'll throw it on there.
It's my fourth favorite game.
Oh, so you don't love it.
I like it. I don't. But
put it tentative. This is the last. Oh, we got one more game.
We do have one more game.
Tentative, and I think we're both on it.
Yes.
New Orleans Saints at the Dallas Cowboys. Noon kickoff. Cowboys minus 6.5. Give me the Cowboys.
Absolutely. Cowboys at home. Are 16-0. Knock on.
Okay.
They've won 16 straight at home, excluding round one of the playoffs.
Well, don't worry about that. It's not playoff Dak yet.
But it's kind of just what the Cowboys, they stomp on bad teams at home.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think that's why I like them. They're going to come out. Dak's going to be ready to show off his new contract. The crowd's going to be hyped. I don't think that New Orleans is as good as the score indicated. Carolina was bad.
Don't trust Carr.
Carr's okay, but he'll throw some picks. We got ball hawking secondary. Yeah. I think Cowboys, by 14 probably.
I do too. I think Cowboys.
All right,
win
lock
pretty
that
easily.
on the board.
On it.
All right, so we got 2 picks. So our 2 picks are Cowboys minus 6.5, and
we are Texas through and through. Texans and boys.
All right, who do we have? What are our
tentative games? Jacksonville, New England, Jets, Rams, Steelers, Eagles.
Jesus, we
have 6 games for 3.
Did you put Raiders on there?
I do not have Raiders on there.
All right, we'll take Raiders off. I'm fine with
that game scares me. Yeah. That
right,
wasn't intentional, but
start at the top. Sorry,
Let's go. Okay, Jacksonville is
-3. I like that game.
You do.
I like that game.
I love it.
Let's put that on the board.
Okay. Pats. Besides, well, no, never mind. I already know our two favorite games this week were Texans and Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third favorite game. I like Denver more than I like New England.
I'm all for that. I can get behind Sean Payton. I can get behind at Denver.
Put it on the board. Denver plus 2.5 at home. Tomlin's defense scares me against rookie quarterback. All that. I do think this game is going to be low scoring.
Yeah. Denver has to play a game where if they win...
A 10-9 game.
Right.
That Pittsburgh wins, fine.
If it gets to double digits...
Right. So true. 1st to 14 is probably going to win the game.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more?
We have 4 games on the board, and we're deciding between Jets, Rams, Eagles, and Pats.
Of those, I like the Rams the most.
Done.
Because you like the Rams.
I do like the Rams.
Rams +1 on the road at Arizona.
I love it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. There you have it, boys and girls. We are back, baby. 5-0. Oh, last week we won 1-4. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
it was. We didn't have a podcast.
It's actually a huge improvement from last year.
Big time, massive improvement. like infinitely better.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about real quick Survivor. My pick, Houston Texans.
Is your Survivor pick done through and through?
Done through and through.
Texans minus.
Well, no, you just gotta win.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to.
6.5. I think I'm staying away from Baltimore because I think everybody's gonna be on Baltimore. I also like Detroit. My original map out was Detroit here, but I think saving Detroit for Thanksgiving give us a little flexibility is important. The only other games, I mean, those are really honestly the only two that I considered because I don't want to pick Baltimore, just because I think I pretty much want to stay away from the most picked team
Right.
every single week because at that point you're kind of rooting against yourself in a way. Like we need a large percentage of the pool to drop every week. And
that stat of over the past 3 years, by week 3, 70% of the pool is out. It was like 73%.
Somebody here's another thing. The only other one that you could maybe think about is taking the Cowboys here. A lot of people are saving the Cowboys, us included, for Thanksgiving. But the Cowboys have lost like 2 of their last 3 on Thanksgiving. They play the Giants this year. And if everybody's going to be on the Cowboys at Thanksgiving, we probably don't want to be on the Cowboys at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but I do think survive in advance. If the Cowboys were your favorite game of the week, take it and then figure it out.
Yeah. So I don't mind taking the Cowboys. I think they're going to be very low picked. I think probably less than 7% of the are going to be on the Cowboys.
You know my 2 favorite Survivor picks are Jacksonville and the Jets.
Oh my God, that is terrifying. Jacksonville minus.
I'll admit those are absolute zag plays.
And the Jets.
Because I think it also scares me that I think it's obvious the 3 highest picked games this week are going to be Baltimore, Texans, and Eagles. I would think.
I would think so too. Which is more than
maybe the Chargers against Carolina.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be fading Carolina.
But Cleveland looked horrible.
I'll tell you, on my original map out, I have taken Jacksonville week 7. I don't know what that means.
Maybe the play is the Eagles.
Man, I just don't trust Philly just yet. That was another thing.
But I definitely don't trust Atlanta. I think the must win aspect for Jets and Jacksonville definitely is in my head.
I don't think.
And it's the opportunity for us to
get rid of a bad team.
Get rid of a team that we won't.
I can't.
Maybe we'll want to pick the Jets later on in the year, probably against like New England or Miami if Tua's out, something like that.
I just can't. I can get on board with Jacksonville way more. I can get on board with the Jets.
I like Jacksonville a lot this week.
So should we have?
It's a risky play.
It's a risky play.
But I don't necessarily.
I think Houston is only going to be picked about 12%, which would probably be top 3 or maybe top 4.
Who are they playing again?
They play at home against Chicago. I think for one of them, let's go Houston and Jax.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's roll. Fuck it.
I'm all in.
We got to make moves. I also love that you're like, survive in advance. Let's take Jacksonville.
Yeah, well, because
it's the hardest contest.
If you were asking me, what do I have the most confidence in? It would be Baltimore.
Yeah, and I don't have any confidence in that.
Right, and I'm saying if Baltimore just to win, I don't care about the spread. I think Baltimore will win the game.
Yeah, but we can't pick them.
But we can't pick.
We can't pick them. We can't pick them.
So
we can't pick anybody that everybody's gonna pick.
And then realistically, survive in advance, but I'm not going to take the Cowboys.
No, there may be a better. I mean, I think the Cowboys are absolutely a viable.
Unless we want to go all in again and go Houston.
Or Cowboys. But here's the thing with Houston, too, real fast. And another reason why I think it's important to pick Houston. Just give me 1 second here. Talk amongst yourselves.
Houston probably.
All right, no more talking against yourselves. Okay. Here, look at Houston's schedule the next few weeks. Tell me when else we would pick Houston.
Okay.
At Minnesota. Home against Jacksonville.
Nope.
Home against Buffalo.
No.
At New England.
Maybe.
At Green Bay.
Probably not.
Home against Indy.
Nope.
At the Jets.
Nope.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at this point now you're going all the way to November. So I think it's almost like let's take Houston now because we ain't going to pick him in the next 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's go Houston Jags. So let's go Houston Jacksonville.
I'm in.
Houston,
if you're down for the risk, I'm in.
Let's do it. I love it. Houston Jacksonville. Nobody's going to be on them. Houston Jacksonville. All right.
It's like the Minnesota last week.
Well, I love this. All right, let's recap. So Survivor, the Houston Texans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Both at home.
Good to go. Lock it in.
Cleveland going to a muggy,
not worried about
hot.
It. They don't want to play. They don't want to play at all.
Yeah.
All right, who are our 5 picks?
Texans, Cowboys, Jacksonville, Denver, Rams.
Love it. I love
5-0.
5-0. Anything else we want to address?
Well,
I know we've been teasing this, having a basketball podcast for a long time. But we maybe have to have a special guest on here.
Yeah.
In the next
easily
month or
more
so.
accessible now than it used to be.
And I think his job, he has to promote.
Yeah,
whereas before he couldn't promote.
Yeah. Correct.
Stay tuned for that. What else?
Get
Anything else?
excited.
Next week we will not be wearing monochromal tones with the
we're not
couch
floating
and
heads.
the wall.
And
the hat even. Shit, the hat's light color.
Survivor is so nerve-wracking.
I know.
I was watching those games last week and I was pacing.
Yeah. I know. It's wild because I think it's just because it seems so easy and then you realize how hard it is and there's so much money that can be made. You know, it's like you're going to get nervous about it. I love it. I can't wait for us to be in Vegas every weekend in December.
Oh, let's go. All right.
All right. Is that it?
That's all I got.
Thanks. Bye.